It's the end of the month, and that means it's time for the rundown. Hey everyone, it's the end of the month of March 2020. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I struggled to put together a list of things to cover for this rundown because, to be perfectly honest, the virus has dominated everything. It's been the only thing that's gone on, really. Now, one thing I will say just before I get into this is that I did get a small bit of feedback regarding the last rundown. Particularly, the main complaint was that it was way too long, and I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with that. So I will try to shorten it. It's a series kind of experimenting with at the moment, so I will try my level best to do this shorter. I'll be going through a lot of it a bit quicker. Of course, everything has to do with the virus. So yeah, with the virus itself, the Ireland is pretty much in lockdown at the moment, and so is the UK. But there's no public events going on. You can only really leave your house if you're going to work or getting food, going to the supermarket to get supplies. Is that you're not allowed to go exercising more than 2 kilometers from your house. Now, one of my questions is, how the hell are they going to police that? I've no clue, and I don't think even they know. I think they're just making it up as they go along. But I think a lot of people are, I'm not gonna lie. Now, there is a little bit of good news. Well, I'm not sure if there's a little bit of hope. It's hopeful news, I think is the best way to describe it. The anti-malaria drug. Now, it does have a very scientific name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But the drug that was developed for malaria, it seems to actually be effective in combating the virus. The Federal Drug Administration over in the States have approved it for use. Although I would like to see a bit more study go into it. But a bit of hopeful news there. And I hope that leads in some way to getting a proper vaccine, a proper cure for this. Now, the virus has had many unintended consequences. And one of the biggest ones is actually social justice movements. While it is quite spread apart, the one that seems to be taking the hardest hit is the feminist movement. And it kind of goes back to something Dave Cullen of Computing Forever has said, that when society gets hit with something like this, now he used the terminology of all the lights go out, we're plunged back into the dark ages. He said that the gender roles will pretty much come back. And in a lot of ways, that seems to be what's happening. Now, things will go back to normal afterwards, but it definitely seems as if the feminist movement it's shown a vulnerability that we haven't seen from it before. And I don't know, maybe they'll evolve from this. Maybe they'll evolve a bit more common sense from this situation, because if they don't, they're in trouble. The biggest problem with a lot of the social justice movements around this is that they're not being heard. Everything is about the coronavirus. The only thing that's being heard right now is when they're calling Trump racist for calling it the Chinese virus. But to be honest though, even that doesn't seem to be getting much traction anymore. And so, yeah, it'll be an interesting future for those groups. Now, this has also shown quite a bit of weakness with the European Union as well. And particularly with Italy, actually, because it turns out the EU is not giving them anything, really, for support. And as well as Spain, because Spain's got hit pretty hard by it as well, and they're not getting much from the EU either. Actually, in fact, Italy has been fined for closing its borders due to the virus without the EU's say so. The EU has fined Italy for that. Not a very unified union, is it? But it definitely shows that the EU isn't as together as they've made themselves out to be, especially in recent years with regard to Brexit. And there's been quite a bit of momentum for an Italy exit, for Italy to leave the European Union. I don't think it'll happen, but the support for it has definitely increased quite a bit. It kind of raised the question a bit, though, is that if the European Union is to survive this, how is it supposed to deal with it, given how open borders it has been in the past? And it seems as though it can't actually reconcile that problem, that inconsistency within the EU. So, I don't know, we'll see. Now, one thing that has nothing to do with the virus, and yes, I do have a bit of a story. Now, I wouldn't say it doesn't have anything to do with the virus. It kind of does, but it's kind of a lead-on effect from it, and that is the support for Donald Trump for his re-election. Now, his support has actually grown quite a bit, and his approval rating in terms of dealing with the current virus situation has actually increased, which has actually been surprising, because it's been kind of mixed online from what I've seen, but the polls are showing that his support is increasing. Now, we all know how accurate those polls are, considering the last election they had Hillary dominating that election in pretty much every poll, and she lost. I think when it comes to the polls, don't get overconfident. But there's another pattern kind of showing, and that is a lack of support, and this support is decreasing a lot more for Biden and the Democrats. I'm not just saying Biden in general. The entire Democratic Party has lost quite a bit of support. I mean, there's quite a few Democrat YouTubers I watch that have actually said that they're going to vote for Trump in November. And a lot of this definitely came when the Democrats blocked that virus relief bill in the Senate. Now they've passed it. It's gone to the House of Representatives. As far as I'm aware right now, I'm not sure if it's gone any further than that. I'm not. Were they supposed to meet today or something? I'm not sure about that. I'll keep you guys posted on that, because it's something we need to really know, really, because like that was I still cannot believe they did that. And a lot of the Never Trumpers within the Democratic Party, I saw quite a few of their reactions. Even they went, "Are you guys serious here?" So it's interesting that they'll put people's lives in danger. They'll put the country in danger because of their hatred for Trump. It's incredible. Now again, I do believe Trump will win in November. I cannot see anyone in the Democratic Party beating him. Actually, there is something else. I don't have it on the list, but it has to do with Biden. He's been accused of sexual assault. Now, it's a claim that has some similarities to the claim against Brett Kavanaugh, in that it's about 30 years old now, the claim, but it seems pretty credible. I would like to see it investigated. Because the Democrats have been believe all women. Now, funnily enough, they're not. That's the thing about the Democrats, they're hypocrites to the core. Right, but like, I would like to see that looked into a bit more. And to be honest, Biden hasn't really reacted to it. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to affect his campaign, but I don't think it'll go well for him. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I've had for March 2020. I do apologise. It was all pretty much about the virus. Given what's happening and how nothing really can be done, it's the only thing that we can talk about. Now, my video schedule will go back to normal. I'll have another video up on Friday. I'm actually not sure what on yet. I had to have a couple of videos kind of in the middle of editing, so I'll pick one of them. But if you guys, what do you guys think? Is there something I missed? There probably is. If you guys have something that I've missed, put it in the comment section down below. I'd love to see what you guys think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up button, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like the content that I make. I do apologise. I got a bit mumbled in my words there. There is going to be a light. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. How far it is yet, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.